What's the word, people? This your boy John back at y'all with another reactions video. Today I got Nikko Jenkins, the most dangerous inmate in the world. Let's take a look at that dude right there, man. The most dangerous inmate in the world. Probably is, probably ain't. You know, every dog got his day. But I ain't never heard of this dude before. You know, obviously he's somebody. He's been on the news countless of times though, but I never heard of him. Let's see what's up to him though.
Imagine a man so dangerous that he's sentenced to 450 years in prison. A very manipulative and sinister individual who's a huge threat to the outside world and even a menace behind bars. This is the story of Nikko Jenkins, one of the scariest inmates to
So basically he was just a badass kid from the start. Okay.
ever lived. Years ago, Nikko went viral all over the internet for his intimidating look and gained an online reputation of killing whoever looks at him. But how much of that is actually true, and what crazy thing has he done to be locked away for 450 years? Nikko's always had a troubled life. From a young age, he was a witness and victim of many traumatic experiences. I mean, just take a look at this guy's lineage. His family has wreaked havoc in Omaha for generations. Anyways, needless to say, 7 of his close family members, like his mother, father, 3 sisters, uncle, and cousin, are all felons. We'll get to what role all of them play.
What does that supposed to mean though? I mean, I ain't gonna talk about that, but alright.
In this soon, but just know that the worst of them all is Nikko. Constantly revisiting juvie and mental facilities, he was never able to control himself. At the age of 7, he brought a loaded .25 caliber handgun to his elementary school. And when he turned 11, he stopped regularly attending classes and was kicked out of group homes for getting into fights with everyone. Oh, and by the time he was 13, he pretty much got a taste of what it was like to stab someone. When I was 13, I didn't even know how to cut an apple. Anyways, Nikko got involved with gangs very early on, and in 2003, at the young age of 15, he was sent to prison for 2 armed carjackings. During his time behind bars, he continued causing problems, and the court slapped on 2 extra charges, one for attacking a guard and the other for inciting a prison riot. But the next decision the judge made changed the course of many people's lives for the worst. Because instead of those additional sentences running consecutively, the courts ordered them to run concurrently, which meant he received no additional time and only served his 10.5 years in prison. Fast forward to 2013, he was finally released, and instead of learning his lesson and reforming, he went on an absolute killing spree. I mean, seriously, this guy just doesn't stop, and a lot of this could have been avoided if the judge didn't implement the sentences like that. 11 days after becoming a free man, Nikko shot and killed 2 random people, Juan Pena and Jorge Ruiz. But the real kicker here is that he did it with the help of his cousin and sister, using his family in order to lure the 2 men to the location. Both individuals were shot in the head and their wallets were stolen. Now, it doesn't stop there, cause 8 days later, he shot and murdered one of his old prison buddies, Curtis Bradford. What's weird is that a day prior to the incident, these 2 took a picture together. It's like, you can't even trust your own friends anymore. Anyways, the motive was simple. Nikko's sister believed Curtis's friends were responsible for shooting up their house 6 months prior. So the siblings set up a trap for Curtis and lured him under the impression that they were gonna rob someone else. But instead, it turned out to be a hit on him. A couple of days go by and Nikko's back at it again. This time pulling over a random SUV and shooting a woman 4 times. The victim was a mother of 3 by the name of Andrea Kruger. And once again, a member of his family was involved. This time it was his uncle, Warren Levering. So we have his sisters, cousin, and now uncle who assisted him with the murder. But there was actually one more person. His mother, Lori Jenkins. Wow. She was the one who bought him the ammo in the first place and knew about everything that happened. Not too long after, Nikko was finally arrested due to an unrelated threats charge. And as investigators put 2 and 2 together, they realized that the murders were all linked to him.
I got you. What do you mean you got me? I got your DNA at the murder scene. I got your DNA in the car. Sir. I got the weapon. I got Nikko Jenkins.
Now, just because he was taken off the streets doesn't mean it was over, because he quickly began his tirades behind bars. In an 8-hour interrogation, Nikko confessed to all 4 of the murders, claiming it was just a sacrifice for the Egyptian serpent god Apophis. Yeah,
Who?
apparently the serpent spoke to him and told him to do all of that. The courts were trying to pass a death sentence onto Nikko, but while in prison, he got his hands on a race.
This can't never be the evidence that he had, though. Like, come on, man. It's something else. Some old keys right there, some nunchucks, like an old machete, couple of shanks. Now, this can't be. This can't be his evidence right here. Come on.
And carved Satan into his forehead, then split his tongue in half to resemble a snake. And the most insane thing he did was use a guard's badge to destroy his... Yeah, he was trying to make his dick look like a serpent. Anyways, all of his actions raised eyebrows as it made him seem insane, because no one in the right mind would do something like that. The judge questioned the warden at the prison about...
Okay, let me take this back. What I said in the beginning of the video, I take that all the way back. Ain't no way you gonna mutilate your joint just because. You know what I mean? Because you worship a serpent. An Egyptian serpent. Ain't no way you gonna be doing that, man. So I take everything back that I said earlier. This dude is crazy. He is crazy, for real.
Jenkins even got the razor in the first place. The warden stated that he didn't know how he got them and said he couldn't guarantee it would happen again. I mean, it's a known fact that inmates always smuggle things into prison and have access to a lot of stuff they shouldn't. But you're telling me that they couldn't even stop a man that was in solitary confinement for 23 hours of the day while he was being checked up on every 15 minutes by a guard and had a camera placed in his cell? Not to mention he wasn't allowed to interact with other prisoners. On one other occasion, he even managed to grab a set of 7 handcuff keys and swallow them. Just taking one look at this guy and hearing about the stuff he did while knowing about his family and past, it's easy to assume that the justice and health system failed him. But we're gonna pull a reverse Uno card here. Because you see, after being evaluated by multiple state psychiatrists, they all came to a conclusion that Nikko was just faking his mental problems. Despite his
Faking? He cut his tongue to make it look like a snake. Right? Then he slit his joint so that could make it look like a snake. That's faking? I wonder what the doctors were saying when they was sewing both of those back up. Like, now this man is not faking, man. What are you talking about? Ain't no way.
behavior, they believed that he was extremely cunning and knew very well that if he was deemed insane or incompetent, then he could get away from his death penalty and be placed in a psych ward instead. The man was essentially fighting for his life at that point. And due to these circumstances, the court cases were delayed and there was a brief period of time where it looked like Nikko was about to escape from his ultimate punishment.
Not fit to face the death penalty. A ruling today changes the next step in the case of convicted killer Nikko Jenkins. The death penalty is not a sentencing option tonight for the man convicted of killing 4 people in Omaha.
However, in May of 2017, a panel of 3 judges had to make the final decision. The only way this death penalty could be implemented was if all 3 judges agreed unanimously to the death sentence.
Therefore, this panel finds that the death penalty is appropriate, should be, and is hereby given for each of the 4 murders by the defendant.
It was finally official. After many years of terror, one of the most cold-blooded criminals was finally getting what he deserved. Now, even if he didn't get the death penalty, he would still have to serve 450 years in prison. And with that being said, I know this video was a heavy one, so what are your thoughts on Nikko Jenkins as a whole and his entire story? Let me know in the comment sections below.
Yo, I ain't mean to stop a video like that. But yeah, like I said, the beginning of the video, every dog got his day. That's very, 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 very true. But yeah, I don't want to see dude, man. You know, you be somewhere else and he that type of person. Yeah, you got to kill him. You have to get rid of him. There ain't no way he could just be walking around the streets and just be doing what he want to do. That's not going to do it, because law enforcement ain't going to do nothing. You know, okay, yeah, they threw him in jail. They let him right back out. No, you got to do something to him. You have to do something to him, because he just going to keep on doing it. It's that simple. Street justice. But as far as the doctors and certain people saying that he's not fit for the death penalty or anything like that, the man was literally cutting his tongue to make it look like a snake. And then he cut his joint so that could look like a snake. Y'all didn't see nothing wrong with that? I don't understand the justice system at all. I don't understand the justice system. Because it's people that's out here doing the most crazy stuff and y'all get them probation, 30 days. Let them straight go and they go do it again and get right back to them. And then it be people who don't do nothing too much. And y'all give them 50 to 60 years for a little bit of nothing. Or they was found innocent years later. America, man. America. But yeah, this was a real informative video. Like I said, I never heard of this dude before. Never. But yeah, he deserved whatever's coming to him. Even if it's that hockey year, them hockey numbers they gave him, or the death penalty, he deserved it. But whatever, man. Whatever y'all want me to react to next, I definitely react to it, though. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe. It's free. Go hit that button, man. And I'm going to get at y'all later, man. Peace.